Just want to give you guys an update. We're still in recovery mode from this weekend's timber framing class. It was a big blast. Here's one of the students left their projects. So there it is. That's what we have them build during the weekend. And yeah, I think that teaches kind of the fundamental of timber framing. Anyway, kind of wasting no time, and I'm going ahead and getting started on my next project, which is a Japanese styled gate. And Japanese styled because my understanding is that they don't actually bury the posts. I am going to bury the posts because, well, that's just what I want to do. So here are the two first pieces right here. So these are southern yellow pine, and they're 5x5s. They're roughly 35 inches or so. But I've already got the crosshairs. You can see that right there for the center lines. So we're going to get center lines snapped on there. And you're asking kind of why center lines? Well, it's kind of what I do. That's my shtick. But also, these timbers are not perfect. They're not exactly 5x5s. They have some waviness to them. They are free of heart center, so they should be pretty well behaved, but still, I think center lines is kind of the way to go. Also, I've been working on some of these compound dovetails, these sunrise dovetails, and I managed to get a set of them in pine. You can see there's a little bit of a gap on there, and I tried something different because you do them a little bit differently from regular dovetails. I tried doing one saw to the right of the line and then the other saw right on the line, and it ended up with a few more gaps than I expected. And that's perfectly fine. But the cool thing is I was testing out this guy, which is a jig for marking out the dovetails. So if you don't use something like this, then you have to use dividers, which is not the end of the world. It's just, a little bit, takes a little bit more time. And there's a smaller version right there. And this one's a little bit more challenging simply because it has more of the fingers, right? So it makes sense. But I do like the way that the grain kind of shows up on this, especially for that southern yellow pine. I think that's a nice piece looking right there. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting on these guys. Oh, actually, I do want to talk about some of the chisels that we're planning on using. So teaching a Japanese timber frame class in October, and well, Japanese timber framing uses 30 millimeter tenons primarily. So usually you have to use either a chisel that's smaller than that or exactly 30 mil, maybe 29, whatever. But I'm pretty excited about finding this one. This is a Narix 30 mil, and I found it on Taylor Toolworks. $30, well, somewhere around there. But anyway, yeah, look at that stainless steel hoop, big fat handle, and a 30 mil wide chisel body. Now, we had one of the students use this weekend, had a couple chips here and there, but nothing that I wasn't able to kind of fix pretty quickly. And then you also got to use something for the cogs in Japanese timber framing, which is going to be something smaller. So we're going to be using this. Is that upside down? Yeah, that is upside down. So this 12 mil chisel right here. So I would have liked to have found a 14 mil, which just under the 15 mil. That way you can kind of get the walls. But that 12 mil I think will work pretty well. And yeah, I'm going to give it a try on this scarf joints that I'm going to cut. So the scarf joints are called Shirobasami Sugi, and they're kind of like my go-to Japanese scarf joint, just because I don't know, they look elegant, and they're actually pretty functional, and they're fairly easy to cut as far as Japanese scarf joints go. So anyway, yeah, I got my crosshairs. I'm going to go ahead and snap my lines. I got my ink line and my ink pot all ready to go. So if you've never seen one of these, this is a Japanese ink line, and they're pretty handy for snapping those lines. We had a guy use a chalk line for one of the classes, and yeah, that blue chalk just doesn't work. It doesn't cut it. If you do replace the string on there and make it use a thinner string, then maybe you can get away with it. But that blue chalk with the original line that comes with it it's just too thick. You can't measure anything off of it. So anyway, that's what's up. Just want to give you guys an update, and see you in the next video. Bye.